Good morning, Rob.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us on Property Source Radio. I want to let our listeners know our number is 222-6397. If you have any questions about your current mortgage, if you're thinking about refinancing or possibly buying a new home, Rob's here to answer all of our questions. Let's get going right away, Rob, on the FHA changes and how they will affect the people in our community.
Okay. Well, FHA, as most people know, is a government subsidy. It sponsors and insures government mortgages. What we're seeing a lot is because of the stricter guidelines on conventional loans, FHA has become a lot more popular, relaxed guidelines, less money down.
Can I interject?
Absolutely.
Stricter guidelines like you got to have a job or something like that? Is that what you're talking about?
A job would help. A job would help.
What else?
Well, conventionally, you're seeing most mortgage companies requesting at least a 720 or 740 FICO credit score. That's considerably higher than FHA, which is sitting 620, 640.
Oh, okay.
Cash to close is also a big thing. Cash to close on conventional, rule of thumb is at least 10%. A lot of companies are into 20% to avoid that PMI that you guys were discussing last week.
PMI, we got to get into that too. Private mortgage insurance?
Correct.
Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Keep going.
Okay.
It's good stuff.
Well, they're going to have 3 changes coming up here fairly soon. While they're still in a formulation process, so you don't really know when they're going to go in effect. Basically, you're going to have higher monthly fees. The MIP fund, which is another word for PMI, that monthly fund fee is actually going up almost double, from 0.55 to 0.9% on a monthly basis. So if you have a $150,000 loan, you're talking about almost $50 more a month.
Wow.
Wow.
$50 more a month on the insurance fees.
Yep.
Okay, that's a lot, in my opinion. Some people, maybe not.
It could be. Kind of to offset that, they're lowering their upfront fee, which is standing at 2.25% to 1%. Now, again, on that $150,000 is about $1,875 less, but that's over the course of 30 years. So you're still looking at increasing your payment by about $45 just on this one process alone.
Wow.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt you.
Well, the second thing is the credit score requirements. Now, this isn't going to be as effective to consumers just simply because, well, FHA never had any type of credit score requirements. Most lenders put something on top of it. But FHA is now saying anybody with a 580 credit score or below has to put 10% down at minimum, which is different from their 3.5% down, which is
normal standard.
Yeah, standard.
Standard minimum, I should say. FHA's standard minimum is 3.5% down.
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So again, while that's definitely a big change for FHA, it shouldn't affect consumers as much. The other big thing is the reduction of sellers' concessions. They're standing right now at 6% sellers' concessions. They're reducing it to half. They're going to go 3%.
Okay. That means they don't allow the sellers to contribute 6% of the purchase price any longer. It's just 3%.
Correct.
Good.
So using that example, $150,000, that's $4,500 less again for the buyer to use towards their closing costs.
Okay.
Are you seeing that that's affecting your business already, or how do you see this affecting business locally?
Well, what I've seen so far, I mean, actually we had 2 clients come in yesterday and they ranged. One was looking at an $80,000-$85,000 purchase, another person was looking at $170,000. But it affected them in a couple of different ways. The person on the lower end, they didn't have as much available cash to close now without the seller's concessions. The change in payment wasn't as drastic because it was a lower loan amount. The other person with the $170,000 house, they had a budget of a payment they wanted to stay in, and with this change, it actually throws them out of budget. So now they're looking at a house that's probably $10,000 or $15,000 less than what they originally thought.
Oh,
so
that's substantial in that price range, right?
Yeah, definitely, especially for this area where we don't really see, high price ranges, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, but now guys like me, am I kind of like carte blanche, where I can just get whatever I want, nobody questions anything? Is that kind of, you know what I mean? Me and Brenna.
What do you mean?
Like I don't really have to fall under these guidelines, right?
The whole "do you know who I am?"
Right.
shtick? Okay.
Right.
So we just walk in and be like, "Yeah, Pat Coyne, sure."
Oh, sure. You can get whatever. You don't even have to show us if you have a job.
You're looking at a house in Brighton, right?
Yes.
Or
wow.
is it Brighton?
Hello.
Tell us about it.
No, it's huge. 5,000 square feet on one level. Are you serious? With an indoor pool. Get my kids to do something all winter long, right?
Well,
Toss them in the pool. I don't have to drive them anywhere. Get in the pool, kids. I'm on it.
So how much is that one going for?
A lot. Like $950,000, $40,000.
Oh, you can handle it. Can you give him a loan for that? How would that work?
I'd make
yes,
his weekend.
but actually he would disqualify for FHA because there's a there's a limit.
No, I'm doing no doc, right? No documentation. I just write a check. You give me the mortgage. I give you the down payment, right? Is that how that works?
Not so much, no.
Really?
Yeah, the no doc is kind of a way of the past. That went away.
See, that's one of the guidelines that's changed this year. Is that this year, would you say?
End of last year, early this year.
Okay. So what happened in the past was when I was selling real estate, we'd walk in, you know, to the mortgage broker, the client would walk in and say, I got 25% down, and they wouldn't have to show income verification. They wouldn't have to show job, right? Am I going on the right path?
Well, yeah, you're on the right path.
Nowadays, that's not true. You don't have, even if you put 50%, if I put 50% down, I cannot get a mortgage if I don't have a job, if I don't show a job.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. You have to have a valid source of income.
Okay.
Credit scores, obviously, are going to be very dependent. Job stability. There's the typical guidelines are still in effect, but the way of this guy's putting a lot of money down, let's just give him a loan. That's not happening anymore.
Okay, so that's changed for the worse, if you will, but actually for the better for the lender and for the community because we don't have as many foreclosures.
Yes, absolutely.
So it really is a good situation. We're going back to normal times, right?
Yes.
Right, where
Normal times.
Yes, where you should work
Before
for your...
I was born.
Where you should work for your damn house like everybody else. That's my point.
Yeah, we have no idea about that.
Well, you know what, Brenna? Now you're getting me fired up.
Uh-oh.
Because I read in the paper all the time where Obama's doing this, Obama's wiping that. Nobody's wiping mine. And I got to pay for my house. I had to put money down on my house. I had to put a lot of money down to buy my damn house. I'm still writing checks every month, and nobody's giving me any freebies.
But you don't have a job.
I don't need a job. I still have money. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I don't need a job. I got money. I still got to write a check. My wife actually has a job. That's cool. But that's a bonus. I'm on the bonus plan, right?
I see what you're saying.
But we're going back to, Rob's telling us we're going back to normal times. This is what I like to hear. Thank you, Rob, for showing up this morning.
Absolutely.
And calming me down.
I see it's worked.
Thank you.
All right. Why don't you save your anger for the bedroom where it belongs?
You're still reading those things,
I love those quotes. Karen Walker quotes. Love it.
I just had to get fired up because I'm sick of reading about how everybody's getting bailed out of this and that. I'm just tired of it.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it. I do think that...
No, you're just being politically correct because you write a check and pay your damn mortgage. That's why.
I do.
Yeah, exactly.
However, I think that a lot of the problem begins with when I can remember when I was 18, waitressing, making $2.30 an hour. I was getting credit card applications in the mail every 5 seconds.
Right.
And, at that point,
It's kind of weird. Because you have a lot of hidden, or people that might be in that industry like this, they might have potentially hidden income. Is that what you're saying?
No, a lot of the problem is, and no offense to you necessarily, but lenders were lending to people that they should not have been lending to in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the industry, yes.
And young kids as well.
Yes.
Like,
true.
Absolutely.
Who just have no clue about credit. And then, you see... I haven't seen cash in somebody's hand at a grocery store, at the mall, at any place else. And I can't tell you how long. Everybody swipes with the plastic.
Yeah.
But younger folks don't really understand the difference. Maybe it's a debit card and it's coming directly out of their account, not necessarily a credit card. But it all appears to look like you don't need cash.
I agree. And the kids don't understand that, how to live or how to survive or whatever. They think it just comes from magic. That's right.
I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad.
That's my theme song.
Nice.
Thanks, Double A. That was good.
But that's my theory on it. So I think that I don't think it's the government's fault. I don't think, it's hard to place blame. But at the same time,
our
I don't know about the
system's
relief either. It's like, geez, should you give some people some relief? I don't know. I'm thinking a lot of it's my generation, too. In my generation, I think started out basically by being given credit cards.
I think there are a lot of valid people out there who do need the help. People who lost job because of the economy.
That's right.
Reduction of income. But as with anything else, people are going to take advantage of the system, and I think that's what we're seeing happen as well.